What is up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna be doing a little point of view driving around town. I know during this whole pandemic we got going on in the world, we're not supposed to be out, but I'm basically on my way to pick up my girl from work, so let's get started. So basically what I got done to the car from the last video, I recently installed the PRL Cobra coder intake, the street version, and the PRL Downpipe Catless. It's paired up with the MAPerformance race exhaust, and I have the stock front pipe. And that's about it for power modifications, for now at least. Alright, now that the car's warmed up, let's get out of here. Kind of a bad day to record this point of view driving. Rainy, windy. So I am lowered on D2 lowering springs, and this speed bump or hump or whatever you want to call it, I do scrape my race exhaust on it if I were to just fully go straight on. So definitely inside from my first point of view video with just the race exhaust, this is definitely pretty loud. Like the exhaust noise and the droning, it's pretty up there in sound level. Me personally, I love it. I had a friend who had a 350Z straight pipe, so I was kind of used to loudness, droniness. Like I don't care, but for like the average consumer or buyer, I would probably just get an exhaust. And if you want more power, I would probably go with a Catless Downpipe, which will still make basically the same amount of power, maybe a little less, but it would definitely tone the rasp and the exhaust noise down more. So right now I'm playing with the gas pedal, trying to like lift it off a little bit, give it a little gas to make it not as loud. I mean, it's still pretty controllable. It's all depending on your right foot and how much you're stepping on it, or how loud the car is gonna be. So I wouldn't call this setup a full straight pipe, only because I still have the stock OEM front pipe, and the MAPerformance race exhaust comes with one resonator, so it's not like full max blown loud, but gives it a nice little tone, enough noise to, you know, be noticeable. The noise PRL, ooh, quality intake. I think the claims for the street intake was about, I think, 9 to 14 wheels horsepower. I also got the Tsp Stage 1 tune paired up with all my power modifications, so I don't know how much power I'm basically putting down, but adding it up, I would say I'm around 250 horsepower. Torque wise, I don't know, 280 wheels torque. surrounded by the po-pos. Always gotta clench your booty cheeks when you drive past cops, and you never know. I mean, granted, I feel like I drive around a lot in my town, and you know, I'm not driving reckless or anything, at least near them. So I feel like we have a pretty good relationship. They're doing their jobs anyway in general if you're acting up, so I mean, you can't really blame them for what your stupid self does to get yourself in that position. So right now the car is currently at 48,167 miles, and it's been running strong. I mean, the only problems I had was when I first installed the PRL downpipe. I had smoke coming out of my exhaust. And it smelled like burnt rubber or oil. I'm not mechanically inclined, so I don't know what the smell was, and I was just like freaking out. So I was asking all my boys, my girl's dad, and he said it smelled like burning oil basically. I asked a coworker, he said something's burning and it smells like burning rubber. So I checked my oil level and it was filled past the second line, and it was like basically where the silver stick was, like a little above it. And it was like way past overfilled. So I changed the oil and, you know, put it to the right amount. I also sent an email to Corey Poole from MAPerformance, and I'm guessing he emailed Derek Robinson, and he basically, I've read on the forums that maybe changing your idle to 1100 RPM, somewhere like maybe 9, 1000, 1100 around there will help. And my idle currently sits at 1100, so I don't know if that's good for the car or not, but ever since the idle is there now, there's no smoking after a hard pull or run, or when the car is just idling. Like it was a pretty thick smoke. I've been reading a lot. People were saying like, oh, you gotta blown turbo seal or head gasket. The car still seems to be running fine, but that's basically the only problems I had for this car. Other than that, 30 to 40 miles per gallon on the highway. I fill up about 25 bucks a week. I could even push it to 2.5, depending on, not 2.5, 1.5 to 2, depending on how I'm driving. I got this car for the intention of it being like a reliable daily driver. Since it's come turbo from factory, it's easy to make power off these. So all that rattling noise is probably stuff in the glove compartment. There shouldn't be no rattling at all. So I guess drone on a highway, I mean, you can still have a conversation with, you know, whoever's in a passenger or in general with you. It's not unbearably loud where you can't understand each other or have to yell. And also, like I said, it's depending on what gear you're in. Right now it's about 2400 RPM in 5th gear, going 52. I mean, the speed limits here on the highway is 55, so I mean, I know other states are like 65 to 70, and then people will go 80, 85 and all that. So right now I'm going about 70. RPM, fifth gear. It's about 3,000 RPM, 65 miles per hour, fifth gear. It's not, I mean, it's not too loud, especially if you drop it down a gear. Not drop it down, go up a gear to 6. This is about 2,500 RPM. I feel like to the average buyer, it will be pretty loud, or, you know, louder than expected. But to car enthusiasts or someone who's used to loud cars and loves straight pipes, I mean, this is perfect. It's a perfect tone. It's nothing too crazy. But basically, this is a in-car footage of how the car sounds like inside. In my last video, I already posted how the car would sound outside of the car already. But obviously on a better day than this, maybe tomorrow, I think the weather's supposed to be pretty decent. I'll probably at least roll the windows down so you guys can hear the car. So I'll probably do a small, slight first gear pull for you guys. Not the smartest thing to do, you know, traction's wet out. I mean, I still have the stock tires at 48,000 miles, which, you know, really doesn't help. I gotta get those changed out soon, but soon as in now, basically. But yeah. Alright guys, so this is it for this video, this part of the video at least. I mean, today's such a crappy day. I don't know how well you guys can probably hear the exhaust note and everything that's been done to the car with this rain, heavy winds, but hopefully tomorrow is a better day to where I can record. And yeah.